Hey everyone, so I was like in the process of making a video of trying out like a bunch of different skincare clinics and some of them factory style because again like some of us like I'm in my 20s. I'm not rich, in your 20s you just want to get some skincare to like keep up with your skin and keep it healthy. This was my first time like going to like skincare clinic besides the one time I got a facial and the woman was like kind of like weird and asking like personal questions. And maybe she was trying to human traffic me, like I don't know. But this was my first time jumping back into skincare and I went to some well-known clinics and I still have a bunch of appointments scheduled that I'm gonna have to cancel. I'm probably gonna cancel them today because something happened that like made me like sick to my stomach and not want to go back to any skincare clinic and not even be able to finish this video. So that's why the video is gonna be the way it is. It's not no script because what happened to me was just like not okay, and like what happened to like yes, I'm not like horrifically botched maybe, but what happened to me was not okay. Like anything that happens to your body without your consent is a violation, and there's a reason you feel like so sick afterwards, right? Because something happened to you without permission. And that's what this video is about. I know there's a million like, oh, I had a bad experience at Korea, this and the other thing. This is an experience of me losing my mind because something like unconsensual happened to my body while I was at a skin clinic and completely being denied what happened to me. And more proof that something non-consensual happened to me is that like just because it wasn't like what you think of when you think of non-consensual situation doesn't mean it didn't cause me mental harm. So, and I'm not saying it's as bad, right? Maybe, but it could be if they had like really botched things. But like I went to go and like study Korean because like another reason I haven't been making videos is because I've been studying Korean and I just couldn't focus, and like my usual focusing tools like timers and stuff like that were not helping, and my stomach didn't feel right. Like I was like, what's wrong? Like why don't I feel like myself? Like why do I feel wrong in my own skin? Like obviously like my skin on the outside it like seems fine. No, of course I've been like stressed like because they recommended me a lifting treatment that I don't think I needed, and I'm worried about like what an unnecessary treatment will do to my skin and my cheeks. And they didn't even deny that it could age me prematurely, by the way. But I couldn't focus, like I couldn't focus, couldn't stop thinking about like I kept trying to put it from my mind. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I felt like stiff, like just not myself, and like couldn't get out of my head. And like then it was like when I started like kind of realizing what happened to me, and then I like cried. I was victim blamed as well, so like there's that. Yeah, when something happens to you unconsensually, by the way, um yeah, like you're the victim, not the other way around. So I can't believe also they haven't fired this consultant because it seems like she has a lot of bad reviews. Like a lot of people like have had like similar problems and maybe even worse. Anyway, it's like a sick thing that all of these clinics are doing. Like they're gonna tell you that you need to fix something that looks fine to begin with. So like I'm sick because this is sick. This is like messed up. And then I think like the women in the clinic were getting really emotional. Like the doctor I talked to and the person who translated were getting emotional because I was telling my truth. Like I was telling what happened to me, and they can't like deal with the fact that they hurt someone. They won't admit that to themselves, and I'm just like that I'm gonna get nowhere because they can't even admit to themselves that they're causing harm to people. So And it's like the mental thing of it all. Like, I can't, like, I haven't, like, been, like, I can't eat and I can't sleep and, like, can't sleep well. Like, I didn't sleep well and, like, it just really sucks. That's all. And so I know it's been a really long time since I made a video, and there's a few reasons for that. Like, I was really busy, there was a heat wave, and like I was dying from the heat wave. And also I was just working on like a fun little video because I got all these every summer. Every spring, I get like inundated with these ads from skincare clinics for like trial stuff, which is like usually really cheap. And I was gonna go to some of these clinics and try out the trial stuff, like for the discount first time price, and figure out which one I like the best. And now I am never going to a skincare clinic again. And yes, I'm smiling, but that's because I'm uncomfortable right now. And that is because, like, my trust in the clinics has been completely demolished. And yeah, like, all of the clinics is just completely demolished. And I've only been to 2. And I was getting ready to go to a 3rd one, and other people told me that this one was good, but my recent experience, like, made me feel so bad. Like, things were done to me that I did not consent to. It's like a clinic, so I didn't feel like consent was something that I needed to like scream and kick about. But apparently it is. So first I was trying out clinics a lot of these clinics had multiple locations, and I was like, I'm gonna try out the ones in Hongdae because that's the ones that foreigners go to if I'm making a video about it. And also sometimes in Gangnam things cost more money, or in like Myeongdong is a really busy area. So I was like, I'm gonna go to Hongdae for these. Like, I'm gonna like streamline it and try to pick Hongdae as much as possible. So the first place I went to, I came in ready to get my first visitor treatment, and then they offered something that wasn't available, or like they didn't offer me the first time treatment price. And they did consult only, so that means that like you go in, you get like a free consultation, and then but luckily, like, I answered a bunch of questions on a tablet first, so I wrote that I wanted mine to be like well under $100, because you know, I'm just trying out the clinics and like I'll go back if I like it, right? And a lot of these are also, they're not like the super bougie ones, because I'm like, I'm not rich, and like they don't offer the first time visitor stuff usually. So yeah, so it was like the thing, and it always, when you're in the consultation, it's always becomes so uncomfortable because you have 2 people staring at you, and I was like, oh, okay, like, you know. And so like what I got was LDM, and it was fine, but it didn't do anything, and they didn't offer like a free like they didn't do like a sheet mask or modeling pack, which I noticed a lot of the other ones offer a sheet mask. Some of them offer like an upgrade for a modeling pack, which is like a better kind of like skincare treatment. Because also, age reveal, I am in my late 20s, and I get compliments on how young I look, so I'm always really careful. I don't want to do too much skin treatment and like damage a good thing, and so I always just only get like surface level kind of like upkeep. And that's also what I told the woman, and she offered me something light, which was called like LDM, and this comes back later, and it's nice, it's warm, it's like what my other friends, I also asked my other friends, and that's what they've also done, but they said that they usually get it like added into a package or something else. That's not me. I just wanted like kind of like light thing to be like somewhat enjoyable. And you know, the people there were nice, but they did kind of force me to give them a good review on Google, which was uncomfortable. Yeah, and that was that. I wasn't happy because they didn't give me the first time trial price. And also at the end of my consultation, she said, oh, you have a few, I don't know what, like acne scars or something, and she's like, oh, you can try like maybe, was it pico toning laser, like some kind of light laser treatment next time. And I was like, okay, I'll let you know if I get worried about that. Like, to be honest, I've had acne in the past. I know my skin's not perfect under like really bright light and stuff, but a lot of people tell me my skin looks good and I'm doing a good job of taking care of my skin, and that's mostly just moisturizer and sunscreen and like avoiding wearing makeup all the time. Yeah. Okay, so I went to another clinic that my friend also had. It's more of a factory style, and that comes back around later. Okay, so I went to this other clinic, and I booked it their first time trial, and they gave me the trial price. They're like, okay, just so you know, it's gonna be a lot less because it's first time trial. And I was like, great. And then my skin looked even better than at the first place. So I was like, wow, this place is really good. Okay, I can't wait to recommend it. And then they were too busy when I went to do a consultation, because I do like to get a consultation to make sure, like, oh, if I am worried about, is this gonna be like a problem, or is it good to pair these 2 things together, right? Just like light consultation, right? Because I didn't realize consultations at skincare clinics are bad. And so bad that even if I know exactly what procedure I want, because I went to my friends and asked for their wise counsel on this, because I didn't know anything. I've been an Olive Young like purchaser. Like, I've always just used like really good products, which I'm gonna do from now on. I'm just using the really good Olive Young products that I like in my house. I'm not ever going back to a skin clinic because, like, to be honest, my whole trust in the whole thing is just destroyed. like, I don't know, so, like, whatever happened to me, like, messed with my head. Whatever happened to me yesterday messed with my head. Okay, so I'm actually busy booking a third appointment with a place that was in Gangnam. It was only in Gangnam, and then I got sick that week, and I canceled. And I was also nervous because one of the things I booked. Okay, so at the second clinic, I booked an aqua peel with LDM, and they also did a modeling pack for like included in everything. I think they do it for everyone. Just like another one does a sheet mask plus a modeling pack if you want it for everyone. Like they usually have the option. If they don't give it to you and offer it to you for free or almost free, like they're scamming you. So the first one I felt kind of bad about. I was like, why didn't you offer me more like nice things? It was my first time visiting, you know, so I wasn't like thrilled about that. And I was like, I guess if you know what you if you want to get like, I think that the first place I went to, okay, we're still talking about that, was Regron certified. So I was like, I guess if you want like Regron, so I was like, maybe I would go there because they were not too busy, so they could really focus on me. And I kind of like that if I'm getting something like more, because I also have friends who got Regron, but I was like, I'm gonna wait till I'm in my like 30s, like in my 30s, right? I'm at the tail end of my 20s, okay? And people tell me like I could tell them I'm like any age and they'll believe it. And so I take pride in my baby face and my chubby cheeks and my subcutaneous fat layer still existing because I use sunscreen and I moisturize. Like I'm happy with my baby fat that I didn't like when I was younger and now is paying off. Okay, that's something I actually like about myself. And so I went to the second clinic where they did give me the trial price, like I said, and I really liked my skin. It lasted for a while, and then yeah, it was like a month later, and I had scheduled the same thing at a place in Gangnam that I canceled because I was sick. My students got me sick, so I was like, sorry, can't do that. And also, it was like, I think I scheduled it like early in the morning before I try to schedule them like before work or like on like the lunch break or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I'm exhausted, I'm not going there. I also don't go to functions when I'm sick. Like, don't show up to the function sick is like my thing, because you know you get other people sick and you like ruin the vibes. Same week I got a call from the second clinic that I went to. So remember, I didn't go to the third clinic at all, and now I won't because my trust and everything is destroyed. And I have a talk on the phone. She's like, oh, you can get this. I saw you, like, I don't know how, but they saw I was interested in, because I'd been there before. They had my phone number on Kakao Talk. I don't know. They called me. They're like, oh, it's your first time. You can get this package. And I was like, oh, if it's not my first time, I was like, I would like to try that package. But if it's not my first time, like, what's the cost? And then the cost was like way below 50. Okay. I don't want to say too much because, you know, giving away prices kind of gives away the clinic. And I was like, sure, I'll try that. And I'll see what it's like to be like full paying customer and just get like skincare. Came in there like just wanting skincare. Again, I think I'm aging well. I don't really feel the need for like anti-aging. Just I do like upkeeping treatment. And from the first consultation at the first place, I kind of, and from my friends, I grew to like aqua peel and LDM and just kind of basic skincare treatments, right? Like kind of surface level moisturizing kind of things. The full thing they do with the aqua peel is like really nice. I think it does something similar to what like retinol does. Like I'm not an expert, you know. It is like a peel. It's like a light peel. It does something like similar to like retinol, which is like kind of nice. Anyway, I was like worried, you know, at the second place, my first time going in, I was a little worried. I was like, I know LDM's gonna be fine, but what if my skin doesn't like aqua peel? And to be honest, my skin liked the whole procedure together, and it was like great. Second time, it was kind of like an aqua peel situation, and I did a consultation because there was some kind of like, I don't want to give it away, but a lot of clinics are doing this, some kind of like cryocell stuff offered with it, and then whether or not there was like a sheet mask or modeling pack like afterwards was also like in the question. So, and it wasn't so busy, but it did take a long time. So I booked a consultation, and they asked me, do you want to take a picture of your skin on the skin scanner? And I was like, would I, like, what, should I do that? Like, what do I want to do that? And then I was like, I don't really want to wait in line for that. And then also you're giving them your information, right? And I was like, I don't really want, they're like, it's necessary if you get a treatment done by a doctor, but not if you're getting skincare. And I was like, oh, well, that's great. I'm really only interested in skincare. I said that to the girl. She admitted it. I have a recording, and I will maybe put the recording of the conversation I had with them, because it was really bad. Like, I was violated, and it's kind of weird because it's like when people kind of coerce you into do something, you don't even realize you've been violated until like way after the matter. So I do the consultation. The girl is like on something, okay? She is like moving around in her chair. Her screen is just in Korean, so it's hard for me to read. She's moving around. She's moving her screen. Some people will be consulting with a doctor, maybe. or a dermatologist. She is just a consultant. She's not even an esthetician or a doctor. So we're talking about like the package they have for the summer and cryocell and stuff like that, as many of the clinics do. So I'm not singling it down to a different clinic. I'm like, what about LDM? Like, is that possible to add into the package, or is it just like not possible? And she's like, not LDM. In mode. I can't even remember what it was. She kept telling me to get because I didn't want it, so it didn't stick in my brain. She put some kind of in mode, and she's like, really quickly, she's like, you have red cheeks, and she like turns around the mirror, and I'm like looking at myself, and I'm like, my skin looks great. Like, I got an aqua peel like last month, you know. And so also one of the reasons I did the consult was because I wasn't sure if aqua peel was part of the package or not, and I again, like, I was just trying to clarify everything that was in the package. She didn't explain everything very well to me. Like, I don't know what she was on, because she was like super hyper, super friendly, but also very nice, but so unkind. Like, she diagnosed me with like redness or like rosacea on my cheeks, which I didn't have. Also, she gave me like a doctor advice. Like, I asked about LDM like once or twice. I was really uncomfortable. I was like, oh, I don't know. And then she's like, this is a really good price, and like it wasn't on sale at all. And then I was like, I don't know, like, if I really need that, because I'm in my late 20s and I wasn't really planning on doing that stuff until at least my mid 30s. Like, I'm an after the fact kind of skincare person. I don't want to accidentally do damage. But remember, before going into the consultation, I said I don't want a skincare scan because I don't want to get any like serious treatments done by a doctor. I wanted to get just skincare. And she's like, LDM is skincare, and this is like the one that you need. And she kept telling me like I needed it. And I'm like, keep wondering if there's a CCTV I can get like footage of, but it probably doesn't matter because when I went through, and I was also okay. Two more things to remember. My appointment was in the morning. I was sleepy, a little sleepy because it was the morning, and I hadn't had like any tea or matcha yet. Like, it was quite early for me. Again, I shouldn't have to be like awake and way alert to not be getting like swindled or like scammed, or even, to be honest, my issue is not that the skincare. I mean, my issue is partly that the skincare procedure costs more because it's not something I needed or wanted, and I'm not like happy that it cost so much because it was like 140 for this like in mode. And when she said it was done by a doctor, immediately, like, I looked uncomfortable. I looked at the translator. I was like, And she was like, no. Like, you have to get it, right? Like, she's like, she's on something, okay? She's, like, super hyper. It's, like, very uncomfortable, and I'm just tired. And also, something else was on my mind at the time. My like, ARC in my bag. And so I was like, where is my ARC? I did find my ARC. So my mind was, like, kind of, like, other places. And again, when I asked for LDM treatment, the only thing she brought up and, like, offered to me was something called In Mode, which I didn't want. And, like, later found out she said it's like Thermage, which I really didn't want. Like, I don't want anything. And InMode's actually something that like reduces fat, and she said this was gonna help with elasticity, and I really needed it. I disagree. I'm already like worried that my elasticity is like worse. So I actually have like, I'm very pale, as you can see. I have thinner skin. I didn't get a skin so I don't even know. Like, I know I have thin skin though, and I know that sometimes these InMode like ultrasound lifting treatments, these heated ones that heat up, are not like kind of hot, are not great for people with thin skin like mine. And so I'm like very hesitant. And then she's like, oh wait, I messed up the price. It's actually $60 more than what I told you. Whether or not they had given me the discount, I'm not happy, because actually I feel like I got a procedure done to my face that I'm worried about the effects of and don't want. Like, now I did something to my face that can't be undone, and I'm a little bit worried. And she had no business recommending it like that, insisting upon it. And I showed my discomfort many times. And I went back and I was like, also, I thought I had been like overcharged because they say full face, but full face only means like this. And I'm like, then don't call it full face. Call it your cheeks, right? And the one that I wanted is full face. LDM is full face because it's for your skin. It's not for like the underlying fat and muscle, which I'm so worried about losing, guys. Like, I'm not like joking. Like, I actually cried because something happened to me that I didn't consent to, and I felt like gross after. I felt like kind of weird while I was there. I felt gross when I left. Like, I had been violated, just like coerced into this. And then when I went to talk to them about it, like, I don't know, sometimes when somebody's coercing you to something, you don't know it's happening, and then you feel weird and gross afterward, and you get like a pit in your stomach, and like, for me, I'm like worried. Like, I'm worried about my cheeks. Am I gonna stop being cute? Like, did I get aged? Like, did I get the wrong treatment? And they never even, like, yeah, they never, like, they didn't address, like, so I tried to call them. They never answered. I called them like 100 times last night, this morning. They didn't answer, so I went in person, and I was like, oh yeah, can I just get like a refund? Because there was clear miscommunication, and I'm not really like happy with what happened, and I gave them a chance to kind of like make it right. And because they don't want to get sued or something, like, I don't know, I thought I was being nice. Like, just like, I know they're not broke, and I'm not like, I mean, even if they were, it's not okay. Like, there are a lot of like people whose shops are barely hanging on, and like they're trying to force you to buy things, and they were trying to like say that if you go, like, I can add recordings, I'll add recordings like later, They admitted, like, the girl who did the translation was there, the girl who did the consultation was on vacation. The woman who did the translation admitted that, yeah, at the beginning I said I didn't want a skin picture because I said before going in I didn't want like a serious procedure done. I only wanted skincare procedures done. So when I went home and saw that my procedure was not under the skincare option but rather under the procedure option, I was like not happy, because I got something done that I didn't want done. And the only reason, by the way, the only reason my skin looks good now is, one, because my sunscreen kind of tones the skin, and like two, and like hydrates the skin, and two, because I did get an aqua peel as well. Like, that's what I went for. It's so bad because I just felt so violated. Like, honestly, like, I'm like a little worried I'm gonna start crying because there's like recording of me talking to the people and you can hear my uncomfortable laugh. Like, I'm like, I didn't really want it. Like, can you just please like make me feel like a little bit better, and like try to fix, like, reconcile the situation. And they know if they, like, I guess they're worried about legals, like if they admit wrongdoing and do a refund, that I can sue them because like they've admitted wrongdoing. But I don't want that. Somebody else on Google wrote a perfect thing of what to say about the clinic, and I read it to them and they didn't, like, they never actually answered my questions. I was like, you know, I was like, I told you going in, like, did I say this? And she's like, yes, you did. You did tell me ahead of time that you didn't want it. And I was like, so when you kept pushing it on me, and that made me uncomfortable, and like they're just taking advantage of like people, like our like natural people pleasing tendencies, or like natural anxiety of saying no when you try to say I'm just like uncomfortable, and it becomes like a question of consent. And it's really clear that there was not consent. And maybe I signed a contract, but I was told to sign a contract, and every screen I saw like was in Korean. They showed me a contract in English when I went to visit again. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened because I could have sworn the contract was in Korean. And I will tell you, they told me about side effects after I signed the contract, not before. They're like, oh yeah, you're gonna have redness, swelling, blah. Hey, I'm here back with editing, and I also forgot to tell you all that I got LASIK, so I know what it's like to be in a very consensual situation where you're given options that cost more or less, and you choose the more expensive one, and you're happy with it, and you're not regretting it. You don't regret it. You don't feel like something was done to you. I know how it feels to actually sign off on a procedure consensually. That's all. Blah, 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 blah. Like, and I'm just like, I don't want this. I expressed my discomfort. I know he's like, I expressed my discomfort so many times, and they never gave me another option. Because like pay for it. And their excuse was, they're just like, you did not expressly say no. They told me I did not expressly say no, and I needed to say no. And allegedly, I could have said no at any time, and it would have been fine. I didn't really feel that way because I kept kind of saying like, I don't really want that. Like, and nothing else was brought up. Like, also when she changed the price again, I was like, oh, you can remove the in mode now too, right? And they didn't remove it. Like, and then they're like, oh, but you seemed more worried about possible side effects. And then we said no, and like, I'm like, this is insane. Like, I've been so violated. Like, if you hear this story without context, what does it sound like to you? Like, what does it sound like to you? Because that's what happened. And then they're like, at any point when you were getting the procedure, which half the procedure, by the way, I wanted, half of it I didn't want. Anyway, it was really hard, and I just regret like going there at all. I couldn't answer my questions. So when I was like, I told you that I didn't want it, so why did you let her keep pushing it? Why did you keep pushing it? And I'll tell you, when you go in for the consultation, the woman, they do like the Korean, so like my Korean reading of this kind of Konglish stuff is low, and I'm not that like well versed in the skincare as well. So I always ask my friends. I never get something new without consulting my friends. I would never get InMode without consulting my friends. And I even wrote like too nice of a review. I wrote, I was upset because I left a review, but I just wrote like way too like nice of a review right afterward. But for me, that's really bad because like I'm a people pleaser. So it was like I left it like, and actually I should have pushed all the way bad for everything. I said, oh, maybe I can push the InMode to like a different appointment. I don't really want to spend time getting everything done here today. When I was in the consultation, and she wouldn't give me that option because I was like, oh, it's easier to cancel on the phone, right? Like, I'm doing everything in my power as a people pleaser, like as a person who doesn't like to make waves, doesn't want to go to a skin clinic and be like, no, get off of me. Like, I'm doing everything in my power to express my discomfort, and this thing was pushed on me. And I said very clearly, I don't want a scan. She admitted to it in the recording as well. I don't want a scan because I don't want a doctor's treatment. And so why did you keep pushing it on me? Why did you let her push it on me? The girl, the translator, she speaks very quietly and quickly. And so it's very much like she's not like, I almost feel like it's an uncomfortable situation for her as well. And that makes me feel like I have to say yes because she's uncomfortable. Like, it's very weird. Why this happened? Because the woman who was doing my consultation could have made, I'm sure, incentive from selling me a package of something I actually wanted. I just don't know why they did this to me, because I didn't want it. Like, having something done to your body that you don't want, like, just sucks. It's like, honestly, it's worse. I was recently, like, somebody grabbed my leg on the subway. It was worse than that, because that was just like a moment. I didn't talk about it again, and I just like, this was a skin clinic. I don't feel like it's like a dark alley at night, at the night, and I need to like pull out a switchblade to get people to like listen to me at all. It's insane, right? They kept telling me I didn't tell them a firm no, and I could have said no at any point. And my discomfort that I expressed, my, can we take that off the list? And then this girl on crack who's like, no, it's great. That was apparently consensual. Like, I don't know what was wrong with her. Like, she was crazy. Um, and yeah, I'm never going to another clinic. And I'm kind of sad because I heard good things about the pink one that starts with the letter P, but like, I'm like too traumatized to go back to any clinic. And I was like having a good time with I was having a decent time with this until this happened. Because again, mostly I'm upset that something was done to my face without my like explicit consent. I know you can like search and find these reviews before you go somewhere, but there's like a million good reviews, and then like I didn't notice like the bad reviews. I didn't realize that consultations were just like, I mean, a lot of people want consultations, but I didn't realize that consultations were like a bad thing. Yeah, for the clinics. And some people are saying like, don't go to any factory style clinic, the consultations are like bad there. I didn't know that. Like, how am I supposed to know? I shouldn't have to like know all these things. Yeah. It was like so disrespectful, and like I'm gonna have to like go to therapy now because like my bodily autonomy was like breached, and I feel like, oh, I'm gonna put the whole recording clip at the end. I think we're gonna spice it up and like put it throughout the recordings of people like admitting to what happened and not taking responsibility to try to fix it. Yeah. And I'm not trying to be like mean in return. I'm not trying to get revenge. I'm just explaining because I was spending time. I had to wait a while to like schedule all these appointments with these clinics, some of them factory style, because that's what some people want. And I am no longer doing that video. And so that's why I'm posting it now like this. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna go cry and dissociate. Bye!